Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be discussing the concept of multicollinearity in statistics. Multicollinearity is a phenomenon in which two or more predictor variables in a regression model are highly correlated with each other. In other words, multicollinearity occurs when there is a strong linear relationship between two or more independent variables in a regression model. Now, this can cause problems in the regression model such as inflated standard errors, unstable coefficients, and difficulty in interpreting the individual effects of each predictor. One example of how multicollinearity can occur is when developing a regression model with cholesterol as the target variable and using both BMI and weight as predictors. BMI is a function of weight and height, and using weight and BMI as predictors can result in high correlation between the two variables, leading to multicollinearity. This can result in issues such as unstable and inaccurate estimates of the regression coefficients and reduced predictive power of the model. To address collinearity in this case, we may need to consider using different predictors or a different technique such as principal component analysis, which can help create a new set of orthogonal variables that are not as highly correlated with each other.
Significance of multicollinearity. Multicollinearity is significant because it can lead to inaccurate or misleading results in regression analysis. It can lead to wider confidence intervals and less precise prediction. By detecting and addressing multicollinearity, we can improve the accuracy and interpretability of our regression models. To demonstrate this, we have the following two charts on screen. In first scatter plot, we can see a somewhat linear relation between each of predicted variables, age, weight, and height, which indicates the presence of multicollinearity in the model. Whereas a model without multicollinearity would have minimal to no correlation between the predicted variables and hence no clear pattern between them as shown by chart 2. How to detect multicollinearity? There are several statistical measures used to detect multicollinearity. One common way is to look at correlation matrix between predictor variables. A correlation matrix is a table that shows correlation coefficient between all possible pairs of variables. If two variables have correlation coefficient of 0.7 or higher, they may be considered highly correlated and multicollinearity may be present. Another statistical measure is variance inflation factor (VIF). The VIF measures how much the variance of estimated regression coefficient is increased due to multicollinearity. A VIF value of 1 indicates no multicollinearity, while a VIF value of 5 or higher may indicate that multicollinearity is a problem.
So how should we eradicate multicollinearity from our model? There are several methods that can be used to deal with multicollinearity in a dataset. The first method is by removing or combining the correlated predictor variables. We can either choose to remove one or more correlated predictor variables, or we can combine them into a single variable, for example by taking their weighted average. As discussed before, we can compute the correlation matrix or the variance inflation factor of the variables and check which ones have high correlation between them in order to remove or combine them. Regularization method